Hi, Darin Mangum again, the PPM attorney. Um, Another question I get from clients all the time is, how do I administer the PPM as far as delivery of the PPM to clients? What kind of record keeping do I need to keep? Um, I always advise to, and not only advise, but it's required by law, is to keep a record of distribution of the PPM. What you don't want to be accused of is if the SEC comes and looks at you, you don't want to be accused of a mass distribution of a PPM. You want to have what's called a control sheet. Basically, it's a list of. I'd be happy to send you a copy of one so you see what it looks like. But basically, it's a control sheet that basically shows that the PPM was not just given out willy-nilly to anybody and distributed all over the internet and what have you, but you had a control process in place for distribution of the PPM. That you have the investor, the prospective investor, regardless of whether they invest or not, you've got a record of who you delivered the PPM to, their name, address, contact information, the nature of your relationship with that person, whether again you have a pre-existing relationship, whether you believe that they were accredited, and obviously the date that the PPM was delivered, and either delivered physically in like a paper copy or delivered electronically through email or through a password protected website. So you want to keep an ongoing record of that process. And even if you're making a distribution under the new 506C offering when it comes to accredited investors, you still want to make sure that, hey, this is why I had a reasonable belief that they are accredited, and this is why we distributed the PPM to them. And regardless of whether you do it under, whether you actually had actual knowledge or whether you had some sort of basis, like they filled out a questionnaire, what have you, regarding whether they're accredited or not. So that control sheet is a very important aspect of the offering process, and it's just good practices. As far as other records go, obviously the investors themselves, when they come in, you'll want to keep copies of their subscription documents that they've signed, the suitability questionnaire, and their subscription agreement. And then, of course, obviously, if you're conducting an offering under the new 506C that was authorized under the Jobs Act, you'll want to keep proof that you have independently verified or taken reasonable steps to verify that the person is in fact accredited. And you want to have that in that investor file. And again, those are examples of those can range from between a letter from their CPA or from their broker or from their attorney to copies of their tax returns and this kind of thing. So those are some important record-keeping requirements. Again, regardless of which exemption you're going under, that's important to keep in good practices with. And so, but anyway, I'm happy to answer any other questions you have about it. If you have particular questions, if you've conducted an offering, or if you're conducting an offering right now and you haven't been keeping track, obviously it's good to go back and maybe piece that together. I mean, go back through your emails, go back through your logs as far as what have you, and you can definitely assemble that after the fact as well. But I mean, obviously it's better to just do it as you go, or to prepare a form and to train your staff or to do it yourself to keep track of those distribution of the PPM. So anyway, happy to answer any questions. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, call me at my number, or shoot me an email, and happy to help. Thank you for watching.